100, mira, si no, no traes calor o qué, nada más, no la friegues, viejo. Hombre, hijo de su... Por eso andas bien light, ¿no? Andas light.
Lo subo y bajo y se nos da.
Ay, ay, ay. Thank you so much for joining in. It's nice to be with you guys right here on this evening. As you see behind me, the military of Mexico has arrived over here to the immediations of the wall. God bless every single one of you that is watching. I am doing this video for people to understand that later on I will be making a recorded video for all of you to explain what has been happening on this particular area. Let me just walk a little bit over here to the sun so I can show my face because it's really dark over here. Let's see if we can do much better right there. And the reason that I'm doing this video is not to, oh my God, no, there we go. Right there. Apologize for that, I'm sorry. The reason why I'm doing this video is to explain the recorded video that we are about to do in a few moments. And we are about to edit. In the past, almost 4 years of the Biden administration, we have been recording, and ultimately we have been addressing the population in Central America and in South America. Not only that, we have been traveling through Central America and South America, showing the humanitarian crisis of these open border policies. I remember clearly when the debates were going on between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And one of the things that Joe Biden said was that he was going to stop the construction of the wall and that he was going to be more humanitarian. Nowadays, we saw that he eventually stopped immediately the construction of the wall. But behind me, you can actually see that there's still the construction. ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? Ok, está bueno. As behind me, you can actually see the construction of the wall. And as you're seeing the actual construction of the wall, you actually can see that this is still going. There's a few coyotes right here that they're bothering people. This is what has been going on recently. It has been going on continuously. People have been bothering citizens. As you can see, they're bothering not only myself, but they're bothering people, and there's the military right here behind me. But I can tell you right now, go back to the subject. As you guys need to understand, this has been continuously being built, and it hasn't been stopped. And under this administration, current administration, that they're saying that they're actually were going to be more humanitarian, now it has completely drifted and changed. In the past 4 years, we have been continuously documenting the irregular migration, how migrants have lost their lives inside of the Darien jungle. We have reported that. Also, we have also seen how women had told us inside of the jungle how they have been abused and raped. Also, not only that, but we have also reported that ultimately how people have been abused along Central America and also going into the northern borders with the United States of America. Also, we have reported from Central America and South America how migrants have been extortioned, and ultimately they are weaponizing the migration for a political use and gain. Also, we have reported multiple caravans coming out of the south of the border of Mexico, going into the northern borders of Mexico, how thousands have walked under the Biden administration to get to the northern borders of the United States. Clearly, open border policies, this was the first try for the Biden administration to see if it works or if it doesn't work. Clearly, we're seeing right now that for them, everything has drifted and everything has changed. I remember back in 2016 and 2017, thousands of activists of the United States of America, they were right here. Thousands of them. Every weekend, you had activists, agitators from the United States of America right here. Every weekend, they were right here protesting continuously against the wall, against the wall, against the wall. Every single weekend, you had meetings on top of this pier that we have right here of activists from the United States coming down here with NGOs and protesting against the wall continuously. You see behind me, that is the Biden administration's wall. It is continuously being built, and you don't see no activists, no NGO, and may I forget, no political congresspeople. In our city of Tijuana, in the year 2019, before the pandemic, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib came over and stood on the top of the pier and was continuously spreading and saying that we need to take down these barriers and that we needed to build a bridge so we can connect with each other. A congresswoman from Michigan came all the way down here to Tijuana to be against the construction of the wall. And it was a surprise for me to see that. It was something that catch my attention to notice what was going on, why a congresswoman from all the way from Michigan was right over here in Tijuana, Mexico, trying to talk about the construction of the wall. That video, we recorded it. And we asked the congresswoman, what are you doing over here? She never answered. Do you see that congressional woman right here standing behind me as this wall is continuing to be built? Do you see actually this kind of situations of activists and also congressional candidates being over here and documenting and spreading the word about the continuous of the construction of the wall? This is the number one thing that is the most important thing. This is how everything has drifted. And later on, yesterday, Alejandro Mayorkas cited and also gave out a statement publicly saying this. According to Adam Shaw from Fox News, this is what actually he stated. There is presently an accurate and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States in the project areas pursuant to sections 102A and 102B of the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility of Act 1996. That is what Alejandro Mayorkas said yesterday. The people that they were spreading continuously a propaganda against construction of the wall or against border security, now they are for the same policies. What happened? You lost the humanitarian heart? It all ended? Open border policies, ultimately, now it has shown that they do not work, and immediately has caused multiple people to lose their lives, migrants to be abused, reported child trafficking, reported fake families. This has been all documented, continuously documented, not only by myself, but by multiple journalists, that they know the realities of the borders right now on how everything is getting and has gotten out of hand. And because of these irregularities that they're continuously occurring in the borders, now Alejandro Mayorkas changed his mind. Now he has said, again, I will quote what he said, the people that they were against the construction of this wall, or the people that they were against barriers, the people that they were preaching to activists, that I don't see no activists whatsoever right here. The only things that I see is the military of Mexico right here behind me. The same people that they were preaching against this construction of the wall under Trump administration, Now you don't see no activists whatsoever right here when they're actually building it right now. They're actually still building it all the way to the corner of the beach, all the way to the back. The same people that they were preaching against it, they're not here to be seen, nowhere to be seen. Not only that, the congressional woman by her name of Rashida Tlaib, she is not also, she came all the way from Michigan, all the way down here, nowhere to be seen. All of these activists, all of these NGOs, all of these organizations that ultimately they were preaching and they were against this irregular migration, now you will not see them at all. But they're still building it right here behind me. You can see it. They're still constructing, they're still building. This is how inaccurate this administration has become. And now, again, I will repeat what Alejandro Mayorkas said. There is a presently inaccurate and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States, into the project areas, pursuant to Sanctions 102A and 102B of the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility. That is what Alejandro Mayorkas said, and quoted. What happened to your humanitarian? So it's no longer a challenge. Now you see a crisis. Now you see Eric Adams going all the way to Colombia and to Panama to see the crisis in Bajo Chiquito and Lajas Blancas. Now you will see congressional people or senators, even mayors, going all the way to Central America and South America to see how bad this humanitarian crisis it has turned into. That the only ones that they are used as pawns are the migrants themselves for immigration policies that they have not worked to polarize the situation with the politics of immigration and to not create a solution. No immigration reform. People are still losing their lives inside of the Darien. People are still losing their lives in the mountains right here in close to Tijuana and Tecate. People are still losing their lives as they are being extortion in Central and South America. People are still losing their lives in Arizona in the desert. People are still losing their lives in the desert of Texas. People are still losing their lives in the Rio Grande River. People are still losing their lives. And now nobody cares about people. They care about the policies. They care about what is the profit, what it comes with the profit. These international organizations, the UN, OIM, ACNUR, where are you right now? Not too long ago, there was a mural right here of a part of the Berlin Wall, right here. One of the consigliers of international relations came over and said, this is a platform to say that there's no barriers between two countries. The same administration that was spreading about no barriers between no countries, it is the same one that is behind me constructing and building a wall. My whole point of bringing this up into light is to tell you the hypocrisy of this continuous administration that we're going up to 4 years now of the same ideas of spreading false information, spreading the false idea that they're humanitarian. And ultimately, not only that, but most importantly, that people are suffering, people are dying, children are suffering, and there's no solution whatsoever. This is the reality right here of the wall. As you see behind me, there's still a barrier right here being built. And you will see actually authorities on my right-hand side of the Mexican authorities working to basically secure this area right here that is full with individuals right here behind me. As you see, individuals all the way to the top, also individuals right there, all the way to the top that they're trying to cross in a matter of time illicitly into the United States. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. It's nice to say hello to you guys from this area. Spread the love everywhere. You know, it's a good thing to create humanitarian pathways, but this has not been a humanitarian pathway. It has been a humanitarian chaos. And sadly, we have seen it. We have walked with it. We have been part of it. And we know that now you are changing your perspective. The perspective that you had before, that you were against the construction of barriers, now you are all for it. So, what is it going to be? As a Mexican citizen, I tell you, what are your policies? What are you doing? Are you constructing a better relationship with countries in Central America and South America? Or what are you about? Clearly, your colors got come out. Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. Stay safe, and like we always say, people, God's plan is our mission.